You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
This morning we have team coverage as we are days away from the first day of school, including what you need to know about Manatee County's free lunch program and the new options they have.
And red tide has been topping the headlines here on the Suncoast. We're going to tell you the new health concerns about going in the water here.
And they're calling it the Holy Fire. Crews in California battling the largest wildfire, and this morning a man is in custody for that fire. The charges he's facing right now on Good Morning Suncoast. And hello, glad you're with us, early risers. Thursday, August 9th, I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us this morning on this Little Friday, or Friday Eve, as our director loves for us to call it. John Scalzi's on vacation all this week, so over to Josh Stone.
Yes, guys. Well, temperatures are pretty warm outside and comfortable, 76 degrees and clear skies for the most part. Wind out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour, but notice this, because the southeasterly winds that's going to be kind of a thing of the past for the next several days, as the winds will then be coming out of the west and southwest, and that's going to kind of change the weather pattern a little bit. Right now the radar is quiet, though we could get a few storms, maybe some showers that pop up in the mid to late morning hours. We'll just watch this, but nothing really of significance. But I think anything that does develop later on this afternoon probably will be inland. And we're talking about east of 75. All right, for the forecast today, mostly sunny skies to begin with, then a few clouds develop in the afternoon, highs topping out in the low 90s. Back to you.
All right, sounds familiar. Thank you, Josh. Let's check the roads. Northbound 301. Some congestion there already in Manatee County, otherwise pretty clear. In the northern half of our viewing area, checking Sarasota County. Little blip there on 301. Actually, that's 41 as you head south and cross over Bee Ridge Road. And then our final map for the south will show us nothing right now in the red, just a minor little blip there in North Venice, not too far from Nokomis.
Well, this week we've got special team coverage as our back to school week continues. Today, what you need to know about the district's free lunch programs.
This morning we have Jackie Kelly live in Sarasota County, who talked to the district about the food waste. But first, Marla Spence in Manatee County and talked to school officials there about their free lunch program. Marla, you go first.
Good morning, guys. I'm live at Daughtry Elementary School in Manatee County, and this school cafeteria here, just like many across the county, has been getting ready for kids to head back to school this new school year. Now, just yesterday, cafeteria workers were here at Daughtry Elementary School making sure everything was done in order to welcome those kids back to school by making sure that all the appliances, the refrigerators, stoves were working, and in addition to that, they received a full shipment of food for the first week of school. Now, many students who will be eating this school year will be doing so free of charge. Regina Toma, who's the Director of Food and Nutrition Services, tells us close to 60 to 65% of students within the district receive free lunch through the district's free lunch program. She tells us 23 schools out of close to 50 schools in Manatee County are also a part of the USDA Community Eligibility Lunch Program. It's a federally assisted meal program that provides nutritionally balanced, low-cost, or free lunches to children each school year.
So at all schools, breakfast is free, but at those 23 schools, lunch is also free. So this year there was the addition of Southeast High School, which was not previously one of the community eligibility schools. So students there will have breakfast and lunch for free.
Now, getting free lunch is based on income. If a parent believes that their child or they are eligible for free lunch, they are encouraged to apply through the school district. Now, if that parent did not apply this year but was eligible last year and their child did receive free lunch, their child will have a 30-day grace period until that parent applies through the school district for that free lunch program. In the meantime, that child's benefits for that free lunch will carry over for 30 days until that parent applies for that free lunch through the school district. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you so much, Marla. Now, the back-to-school shopping season is also in full swing, and this year is actually expected to be one of the biggest spending years on record. Mary Maloney has a closer look.
Back-to-school shopping has many families feeling the heat. According to the National Retail Federation, total spending for K-12 and college is expected to reach nearly $83 billion this year.
This time around, we're seeing spending is going to be really strong. It's actually the third highest in the survey's history.
According to this year's survey, families can expect to spend around $680 on back to school. That's about $236 on clothing, $187 for electronics, and $138 on shoes, and $122 for supplies like notebooks, pencils, and backpacks. For college students, electronics will be their biggest expense, followed by clothing and furnishings. Most families will shop at department stores and especially from online retailers.
We're seeing a lot of retailers offering buy online, pick up in store, or curbside pickup, or 2-day delivery, so that people can really get the items they need as quickly as they want.
And a surprise finding in the survey, this year, teenagers and preteens are likely to spend some of their own money.
What we hear from parents is that they're expecting their kids to not only contribute some of their own money to back to school, but they're also going to really be influencing what their parents buy.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
And some more tips for saving this year. First, buy in bulk. Also, keep an eye on 2-for-1 sales and sign up for store emails. Many are offering extra % off this week if you sign up right now.
To make sure kids are up to date on shots, the health department's clinics are staying late this week. Today and tomorrow, the Sarasota Immunization Clinic on Ringling Boulevard will stay up until 7 p.m. For other clinics and times, check out our website, mysuncoast.com.
And just a reminder, all this week we've got special back-to-school team coverage. Everything the parents and kids need to know as we head back into the new school year.
5:06 right now. 4 more dead dolphins recovered yesterday in the Venice Key area. That makes now a total of 6 in the past 2 days. The Venice Marine Patrol has been busy, unfortunately. 2 were found Tuesday, 2 more Wednesday morning, 2 more Wednesday afternoon near Casey Key. Some of those dolphins had washed ashore, others floating in the waters of the Gulf and the Intracoastal. So is this red tide? Well, we have 2 perspectives.
It is now getting to the point where our dolphins, who have a very high tolerance to red tide, or they have the knowledge and ability to get away from the red tide, it's now affecting the dolphins at this point.
The fact that it is starting to affect our dolphins makes us even more nervous about what is to come. We are suspect that these are red tide, just given presentation, what we have seen historically, and how these animals are presenting in the location along with red tide cell count.
The dolphins were taken to Moat Marine for necropsies. Then we'll know for sure whether or not the cause was red tide.
Well, many of you have reached out to us here at ABC7 with some of your questions about red tide. The biggest question so far, the health effects that it has on people. Now, to get some answers, we spoke to several doctors who say the toxins are very strong, and when inhaled, they can cause numerous issues like coughing, sore throats, and scratchy eyes. But it does go beyond that if you go into the water.
People should avoid being in the water during this season because of the red tide. The toxin is very potent, and when inhaled can cause a lot of upper and lower respiratory symptoms.
The closer you are to it, the more irritating it's going to be, but it's typically not a life-threatening situation rather than getting a sore throat and some red eyes.
Now, the good news, so far doctors at Sarasota Memorial say they haven't had anyone come into the ER with physical or internal symptoms of red tide, but they still recommend wearing a mask if you do go to the beach right now. And if you have things like asthma, COPD, or emphysema, stay away altogether.
The tons of dead fish that have washed up on shores in recent weeks have caused an impact on local tourism. Visit Sarasota County is now talking with local businesses to get a clearer picture of just how big a hit they've taken. They've passed out a survey to various hotels, motels, and vacation rentals. Out of those that responded, 75% have seen cancellations. So what are they asking in the survey?
What are you seeing? Are you seeing cancellations? If so, are they day of cancellations? Are they cancellations for the future?
Visit Sarasota County plans to follow up with a similar survey next week.
Now, if you have any questions about the red tide coverage, just head online to mysuncoast.com. You can see all of our coverage there, including answers to your most commonly asked questions.
And finally, a story about license plates. The state has released a new version of a plate for the University of South Florida, seen right there on your screen. This is their first redesign since 2004. It now has a green background, not white. The bull logo a bit larger. Each plate costs $25. I should say the purchase, 25 of the dollars goes back to USF for scholarships, student programs, and alumni activities. About 15,000 drivers already have USF specialty plates. Still ahead in Good Morning Suncoast, California's largest wildfire still burning this morning, the evacuations that are underway.
And later in the hour, we'll continue our special team coverage and back to school week. We're going to tell you just how much sleep your kids should be getting on those school nights and how it can really make a big difference in their behavior at school. But first,
here's a peek outside our studios at the Rosemary District. A little quiet out there right now. Josh, it sounds like a bit of a broken record, a chance of showers in the afternoon here.
Pretty much, yeah. We could get some showers in the morning hours actually as well, but that's going to be a very low chance. Temperatures, as we're discussing most every morning here, mid to upper 70s and clear skies right now. And radar remains quiet, but we'll see what happens as we go through the next few hours and into the afternoon, and I'll break that down for you when I come back. Stay with us.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-871-1644. 800-871-1644.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with a family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Well, happy early Thursday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi. Today, looking at the radar, a few scattered showers out here in the Gulf of Mexico, well away from the Suncoast. Now, it's possible some light showers could develop in the morning hours, but that's going to be very isolated. And then in the afternoon, we could get a few showers that develop inland, well east of 75. But again, that's going to be on the very minimal side for today. Today's a transition day. I'll show you that in just a second because things are going to change over the weekend. 76 degrees our current temperature, so comfortable conditions. I talked about the southeasterly wind earlier. That's going to change actually. And the southeasterly winds have been light, but has helped that smell of the red tide kind of stay offshore. Unfortunately, the forecast has the wind shifting to the southwest and the west. Here's the latest report as of yesterday, and as you can see, we have some issues here with the red tide, very high levels up and down from Manatee County down through southern Sarasota County into Charlotte. So not very good at all, and as you can see, our forecast winds take those winds coming up from the southeast to the southwest and the west. Not very strong, but still we do have the winds coming out of the west, meaning that we'll have more of that smell of the decaying fish kind of blowing in our direction, which is not good. Okay, for the forecast today, not much to show you here. A few pop-up showers take place maybe early afternoon around central Manatee County, possibly Charlotte County, and then as those south winds kick in, you can see everything kind of pushes eastward. Another issue our friends out to the west are having is what's happening with these fires, and they're having not only extreme heat conditions, but also the air quality is just so bad for these folks here, and they have to deal with that, unfortunately. As far as the tropics go, well, we have a little system out here. It's a tropical storm still. This is Debbie. Not much going on here. Still winds with 45 miles per hour, but as you can see, it's in the north part of the Atlantic, and this is moving towards the northeast and away from land. All right, let's look at our 7-day outlook, and we're going to have temperatures remain in the lower 90s, and the rain chance does increase in the weekend with the westerly, southwesterly wind, maybe a few showers that start in the morning hours along the coast. Won't be that big of a deal, and then rumbles of thunder will start to ignite inland with the heating of the day and the sea breeze convergence. But unlike the last several days, the sea breeze convergence that has happened right along the coast because of the easterly winds pushing up against the west coast sea breeze. Over the weekend, we're going to have that sea breeze come in off the west coast, and the west coast wind will push further inland, and the convergence will take place further inland east of 75. Get the bigger storms out there. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. Let's take a look at some of that first alert traffic going on out there. So far in Manatee County, those roads are looking pretty decent, not too much going on, pretty quiet. In Sarasota County, the top half, those roads are also still looking pretty decent at this hour. No real delays there. And then into South County, both 75 and 41 are running pretty smooth so far. No real delays there either. Looking good at 5:18. That's your first alert traffic. Well, it is one of the largest wildfires burning right now in California, already scorching more than 6,000 acres. Finally, an arrest related to that Cleveland National Forest fire just north of San Diego. Reporter Kristen Holmes has a story from California.
Well, here where we are, it has gotten eerily silent. That's because of the fire behind me. Just take a look at that. You can see all of those small blazes all along that hillside there, and we are watching it continue to grow and fade as the night goes on. When we got here, it was just a tiny, small fire up in the corner, and as you can see, it's that no longer. And the reason it's so quiet here is because this is a mandatory evacuation zone. Because of this fire alone, there have been 7,000 houses evacuated and 20,000 people under a mandatory evacuation. And the important thing to note here is that this is just one fire, one of 15 that continues to rage across California.
Destroying more than 100 homes and forcing thousands to evacuate in Northern California, the Mendocino Complex fire is the largest in the state's history. Officials saying it may take until September for firefighters to completely extinguish the blaze, which is now nearly the size of Los Angeles. It's just one of 15 major fires burning across the state.
You wake up every couple of hours and you look out the bedroom window and you see that glow as it's getting a little bit brighter and brighter. And then after a while you see the flame and you don't sleep real well.
A CAL FIRE spokesman blaming climate change, increased winds, and higher temperatures for fueling the flames. In Southern California, officials discussing another blaze, the Holy Fire, which has burned more than 6,200 acres. They say a 51-year-old man is in custody facing arson charges.
We're anticipating filing 1 count of aggravated arson with enhancement that it affected multiple structures, 1 count of criminal threats, and 2 count of resisting an executive officer through force or threats. And those charges carries a life sentence.
Suspect Forrest Gordon Clark is expected in court Thursday.
And he is being held on $1 million bond. And we are told by some area residents that he actually lives on the other side of this hill in a more remote area, and that he had threatened this area before, at one point even saying it was all going to burn to the ground. So something there that when we hear her talk about those threats, that's likely what it is she's referring to. But that's just one of these fires of the 15 that are blazing across the state right now. Reporting in Southern California, I'm Kristen Holmes. Back to you.
All right, still to come on Good Morning Suncoast. Samsung is set to unveil their new Galaxy Note 9. We'll tell you what's new. And finally, a home robot ready to hit the market. We'll have more in today's Tech Bites.
You seem pleased.
Yes.
And next half hour, look at what will be different next week for returning students at Stoneman Douglas High School in Broward County.
From the moment she walked in the door, we stopped having to go to the pharmacy. Certain prescriptions, my health plan or the pharmacy wasn't even able to get here. And hospice provided them, and all we had to do was call up, and the next thing they know, there was another, a delivery.
Don't hide it. We know that sometimes emotions just get the better of you, especially at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. And we know getting a deal on the Honda Civic, a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy, can be quite liberating, especially when this stylish Honda Civic comes with Sport Mode.
Yes! Yes!
Express what you're feeling at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
I'm happy you're happy.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Civic today.
At Boys and Girls Clubs, it's not just about trying new things.
Tanya, come here.
Learning the right steps. 2, 3, 4. Or making contact. It's not just about exploring the future. It's about helping them build it. It's about making the connection. It's about proving every kid and teen who enters our doors has what it takes. Great futures start here.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
Welcome back. It is 5:24, and check this out. It is a first, an all-female crew of hurricane hunters. NOAA sent this photo out as the team flew through Hurricane Hector, the one in the Pacific, on Sunday.
All right.
And Samsung is set to unveil its new Galaxy Note 9 today. Plus, raise your hand if you have always wanted a home robot.
Have you really?
Yeah, do my dishes, mop the floors, clean my fridge.
That would help.
That'd be good, right?
The story in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the big reveal by Samsung.
Samsung's unveiling its new Galaxy Note 9 with a bigger screen, beefed up battery, and souped up stylus. But with an expected price tag of $950, industry insiders wonder if it'll be enough to compete with the iPhone 10. A new high-tech compression shirt is promising to reduce concussions in high-impact sports like football.
The Halo features an impact-resistant collar that fortifies your vertebrae, preventing whiplash. The Halo hits the market in October.
That looks good.
Also hitting stores then is Vector, the latest home robot from Anki. It won't vacuum your rugs or fetch the newspaper.
What it is good for is hanging out, answering questions, playing games, even purring when you pet it. Costs about $250.
So you're paying for a best friend?
Yeah, you and me.
Oh, yeah. Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Downy Unstoppables.
Unstop right there. I'm about to pop a cap of fresh in that washer. With Unstoppables in-wash scent boosters by Downy. Oh, it's so fresh. And it's gonna last from wash to wear for up to 12 weeks. Right? Freshness for weeks. Downy Unstoppables for fresh too feisty to quit. And now try Downy Unstoppables with the original scent of Tide.
Salads should look like this. Crisp leaves of lettuce, freshly made dressing. Clean food that looks this good. Delivered to your desk. Now delivering to home or office. Panera, food as it should be.
Why did I want a Crest 3D White Smile? Dinner date. Meeting his parents' dinner date. So I used Crest.
Crest 3D White removes 95% of surface stains in just 3 days for a whiter smile that will win them over. Crest, healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership, both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs, stop the crimes.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Our special team coverage on Back to School Week continues. This morning, what one district is doing to fight wasting food in school cafeterias.
Plus, algae blooms an hour and a half south of Sarasota, the concerns the residents have.
And here in Florida, a bizarre story about a mother stung by a poisonous caterpillar. We'll tell you exactly what happened. We have those stories plus your Thursday forecast as Good Morning Suncoast continues.
Caterpillar?
Caterpillar.
Alligators, caterpillars.
Sharks.
Flamingos.
Snakes, flamingos.
All right.
I don't know. So many things to worry about here in Florida. Weather, though, today, not so much one of them. Right, Josh Stone?
Yeah, I don't think so. We had more showers in our forecast over the last few days. I think today is going to be a little bit less. And our comfortable conditions continue in the morning hours. So we're waking up to low to mid 70s, even upper 70s here in Inglewood, 77 for you. And Cortez, good morning, upper 70s for you. As far as our radar goes, we're quiet now. There's a possibility some light showers could develop in the mid to late morning hours. That'll be isolated though, but as you can see right now, it's all quiet. And here's a breakdown of the daily forecast today. We're going to have mostly sunny skies, then a few clouds develop in the afternoon. And if any showers develop, which there probably will be, and some could be on the heavier side, those will be inland later this afternoon. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Josh. Let's check the roads. Clear as a bell right now in Manatee County. No issues to report there of note. Farther south, the northern half of Sarasota County will show us a little build up there in Fruitville Road. Nothing major so far. We'll watch that throughout the morning. South County also free and clear at 5:31.
We have had special team coverage for our Back to School Week. Today's focus is on school lunches.
This morning, Marla Spence is live in Manatee County with a story about their free lunch program. But first, Jackie Kelly talked to Sarasota County about cutting down on wasted food in cafeterias. Jackie?
Good morning, guys. That's right. Sarasota County School District says that there's a few different things that they're doing to make sure that no food is wasted in the cafeteria. Now, one thing they say that they do is to make sure they provide a bunch of different options for students so that there's something for everyone to enjoy to eat. The district says that if there is extra food in the cafeteria, they do their best to save all of the good food and use it for an upcoming day. People in each school also complete a food production record every day to monitor the food being served in the cafeteria.
We have a very precise idea of how much food we need to produce each time that we serve a meal. And if there is food left over, it typically goes up on the serving line the next day.
Now the district tells me while there are no food laws in the state of Florida about food waste, they're especially mindful because they do have limited funding. Well, stay tuned because at 6:30 I'll be talking about some of the healthy options that the schools are offering to students. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jackie Kelly, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Jackie. Well, when it comes to back to school, nothing is more important for kids than starting off the school day with a full night's sleep. Now, during the summer, kids' sleep can fluctuate each day with some crazy schedules. That's why it's recommended that parents should start getting their kids back on a set sleeping schedule before the start of school. A good night's sleep can also help prevent behavior problems inside the classroom.
And studies have shown time and time again that behavioral issues, psychological issues, mental issues, and medical issues are all much better and in a lesser amount as in people who had adequate amount of sleep.
Now, school-age kids need 10 to 11 hours of sleep a night, and so do morning show hosts.
Yes.
And sleep experts recommend that electronics like phones and tablets should all get turned off about an hour or so before bedtime.
Among the students heading back to class on Monday, students from Stoneman Douglas High School in Broward County. So what's different there security-wise this year? Reporter Brandon Byer takes a closer look.
There's no question that this first day of school will be profoundly different and extremely challenging from any other opening of school that has occurred in its 28-year history.
For the first time since the tragedy at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School last February, news cameras are allowed on campus to see firsthand what students and teachers will return to next week.
We're going to do everything to make sure that we have the safest school possible. We've been laser focused on Stoneman Douglas this summer.
34 modular classrooms are in place as the 1200 building where the shooting occurred remains closed. In addition to the new classrooms, there's now a single point of entry once the school day begins. Teachers will have access cards to enter. There's a new surveillance video system in place and someone will be constantly monitoring it. Metal detectors are coming, though those details are still being finalized. They've more than doubled the security staff and every classroom door has new locks.
For some, I know that we'll never be able to do enough. For others, it's going to be too much.
As the superintendent stands where students will soon sit, walks the halls they'll roam again, he promised to keep working.
We're in uncharted territory. We're trying to move as quickly as possible to respond to every need. We don't always get it right. What I'll tell you is that when we find areas where we need to make some adjustments, we need to fix something, we'll get it fixed.
Now, the superintendent says the district has doubled security personnel at that high school in the past year. You still have one more day to help Sarasota Police collect school supplies. They call it Pack the Patrol Car. You can stop by the police station near Payne Park and drop off donations in their police cruiser. It's going on until tomorrow. Stop by and drop off donations between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. Last year, they collected more than 2,000 school supplies, everything for all grade levels from pens and pencils. We have a full list on our website at mysuncoast.com.
And don't forget to tune in all this week. We do have special team coverage to get you ready for the new school year, district by district, everything from school security to helping you save money on some of those school supplies and how to get your kids ready for college a little earlier.
It happened again, this time near Richmond, Virginia. Deputies say a toddler died after a father left him in a hot car for 3 hours yesterday. The little boy was strapped in an SUV while the father went into work. Temperatures reached 90 degrees at that point in Richmond. Someone at the child's daycare called the child's mother, saying the boy had not been dropped off yet. The father ran out to his car and found his son. Emergency responders tried to revive the 17-month-old, but it was too late.
I don't understand how it happens or why it happens, but all I can say is that for adults who are transporting young people, that should be your first and paramount concern.
No word yet if or when charges will be filed against the boy's father.
Now, those hot car deaths are still a big problem in the summer months all over the country. According to the safety organization Kids and Cars, an average of 37 children die each year in hot cars. Now, if you ever see a child or even a pet unattended inside a car, call 911 immediately.
Algae blooms also south of the Suncoast right now. This is an hour and a half south in Cape Coral. Here's some video for you. Crews being hired to clean up the green gunk in Cape Coral, to clean up one of the yacht club basins there. Many are concerned it's a temporary solution to a much larger issue.
I think that it's necessary that we try to clean it the best that we can. But the problem is it will keep reoccurring as Lake Okeechobee is releasing more and more water.
The best solution would be stopping the cause of the algae, what's generating it to bloom and expand.
The county says they're doing what they can with the $700,000 grant for cleanup and safe removal. They began in North Fort Myers and will continue to locations not yet announced in Lee County. Happening today, Tennessee is set to execute a man for the first time in years there. It's for a 1985 rape and murder of a 7-year-old girl. It'll be the first time the state has applied the death penalty since 2009 in Tennessee. 59-year-old inmate Billy Ray Irick is scheduled to receive a 3-drug injection this evening. He was convicted in the death of the Knoxville girl he was babysitting. Earlier this week, the state Supreme Court denied a stay of execution for Irick.
More flight options out of Tampa International Airport. Frontier Airlines is adding 6 new nonstop routes from Tampa, flying to Charlotte, North Carolina, Syracuse, New York, Portland, Maine, my hometown, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Ray Collins, Greenville, South Carolina, and Norfolk, Virginia. Now, although the flights will not be available until the fall, you can actually start buying tickets as of today.
And look at this, a Michigan Democrat is one step closer to being the first Muslim woman in Congress. Tuesday night, Rashida Tlaib won the Democratic nomination in Michigan's 13th congressional district. Tlaib says the election of President Trump might be behind the rise in women running for office across the country.
To have someone like him in office that talks like him, I mean, our children have to watch that, hear that language and watch that kind of behavior. And so absolutely, I think a lot of that drive does come from President Trump being in office, and just the culture and atmosphere that he brings to that office and to our country.
Tlaib will not face a Republican opponent in the fall election, but she could still face a write-in candidate there.
Still ahead, it's getting hot in the kitchen for one restaurant chain. They're taking some big heat over their new commercials. We'll tell you just why.
Looks like fun. We'll find out why. There's a peek outside our studios. Looks pretty quiet there at 10th and Lemon, just north of downtown Sarasota. Let's get the forecast for this Thursday from Josh Stone.
All right, Ray and Stephanie, we're going to have sunny skies for the most part in our forecast, and a few clouds in the afternoon, and some inland showers will start to develop and some thunderstorms. But of course, the big story is what is happening with the red tide. It's bad, folks, and we're going to talk more about it when I come back.
Judy here, I think hospice was a tremendous source of support for her.
Absolutely. With Jennifer and Kimberly and Liza's constant contact with us, coming in, just knowing that there was someone with knowledge there to back us up, to answer our questions, it made a world of difference.
It's hard to see when you're outside at night. It's time for the Atomic Beam Sunblast, the new solar-powered light that's super bright. Atomic Beam Sunblast lets you add a light anywhere, and the atomic solar panels charge the built-in lithium-ion battery quickly. Then the 180-degree motion sensor turns on the light when you get near and automatically turns off when you disappear. Look, here's a best-selling outdoor solar light, and here's the Super Bright Atomic Beam Sunblast. Get the Super Bright Atomic Beam Sunblast for only $19.99. But wait, call right now and you can double your order and get a second Sunblast, plus our best-selling Atomic Beam Flashlight. Just pay a separate fee. That's 2 Atomic Beam Sunblasts and the Atomic Beam Flashlight. Call now.
Call 1-800-431-6640. That's 1-800-431-6640. Or visit mysunblast.com. So call 1-800-431-6640. Order now.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Me, pick me. Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I love technology. Hey, yo, check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids, build great futures.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk.
This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Welcome back. Good to see you. Meteorologist Josh Stone here for John Scalzi. He has the week off. Let's check out our radar. A few showers and even some rumbles of thunder up here towards the Nature Coast. But for the Suncoast, we are quiet, and other than maybe a very small % chance of some light showers developing in the morning hours, I think we're going to remain pretty dry for most of the day. Some more showers get going inland later this afternoon. 76 degrees right now. Notice the wind out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. That's pretty nice, right? Well, unfortunately, looks like the winds are going to shift, and they're going to come up from the southwest and the west. And that westerly wind is not going to help things with the smell of the red tide. This report came in yesterday, and you can see these red dots here indicate very high levels of the red tide. And with that westerly wind blowing in that smell, I think we did a story last week where some people were complaining they could smell the smell of dead fish 10 miles inland. So that's not good. Here's forecast winds. As you can see, the wind shift. Now, they're not that strong, 5 to 10 miles per hour, but still, that's going to be a general flow as we go through the next few days. Still a flood warning for the Peace River in Arcadia, so just keep that in mind if you're heading out in that direction or if you live out there. But looks like with some drier conditions in our forecast, at least for the next day or two, hopefully the waters will subside. High pressure to the east coast of Florida again. That's bringing that return flow around it. It was to the northeast of Florida, bringing that northeast easterly wind. Now it's going to bring in that southwesterly wind again with the red tide. That's not helping things very much. And also with showers and storm developing, the sea breeze will track in further inland, and the convergence will be further inland, meaning those storms will stay mostly away from the coast. You can see this in the futurecast, maybe a pop-up shower or two just off the coast here, at least maybe north of Manatee County in the early afternoon hours, but then you see the storms fire up well inland for our inland counties and then track to the east. Let's talk about the tropics really quick. Debbie, still a tropical storm, still hanging on to tropical storm characteristics here. Sustained winds of 45 miles per hour. Debbie, though, tracking to the north and east in the north Atlantic and staying away from land. Just out of curiosity, what's happening with Hector? I've been talking about this for a couple of days. Still sustained winds of 115 miles per hour. It's a Category 3. It is, though, passing to the south of Hawaii, but still bringing big surf. And again, the surfers are probably enjoying that forecast. Okay, for the beach and boating forecast, south-southwesterly wind at 5 to 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet with smooth conditions in the bays. 90 for a high today, and that's average. Mostly sunny for the most part. Be warm and muggy, and in fact our heat index will feel like the triple digits, about 100 degrees today. So today and tomorrow, kind of a transition day, and then the westerly winds really start to disappear. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, they come in off the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to ignite those showers mostly inland over the weekend and push those storms eastward in the afternoon. Of course, back to school day is next Monday. Again, a few showers and storms in the afternoon, but most of those will be inland. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. Let's take a look outside and check that first alert traffic. So far in Manatee County, those roads are running pretty smooth for the most part, except, as always, 301. As you can see, southbound right there at the bottom of your screen, we are seeing some delays in that area, but it's pretty typical for around this time of the morning. In Sarasota County, the top half, those roads are actually looking pretty clear so far this morning. Not too much going on there. And if your commute is going to be taking you farther south, 75 and 41, both running pretty smooth so far this morning. It is 5:47, and that is your first alert traffic. Only in Florida. That is a special new category right here on The Morning Show. Just when you think it's only gators, sharks, snakes, and scorpions that can get you, how about caterpillars? Megan McRoberts explains.
Well, that mom tells me that she was sitting on this bench over the weekend watching her child play when she says a poisonous caterpillar likely either fell from a tree overhead, or she says it might have already been on the bench where she was sitting when she said her arm suddenly started burning. She looked down and realized she had been stung. at Whispering Pines Park in Port St. Lucie this past weekend.
We just came out to play.
Tara Forbes was underneath an oak tree watching her son on the playground.
My arm was out on the bench like this. I thought maybe I was just getting a little bit of sunburn.
But the burn became excruciating. It quickly turned into joint and bone pain.
And I looked down and I had black and white fuzz here and white fuzz on the inside, and it just immediately felt like fire, almost somebody took a flame to my skin.
The fuzz, she said, came from a pus caterpillar like this one.
My arm swelled up from my fingertips to my shoulder, up into my neck, and even into my chest here.
She later became dizzy and nauseous and hurried home. Tara is a nurse, her husband a firefighter. They were able to take care of her at home, but she says others should heed her warning.
I think if this happened to my son or somebody else's child, they should go directly to the ER because it was very painful.
Knowing if the pain was this bad for her.
Children are so much smaller, so it could affect them much worse.
More than 24 hours later, she still feels sore. She's telling her story so parents will talk to their children.
I think it would be good for other parents just to be aware that when you're enjoying the outdoors like we did, these things could happen, but know to, seek, medical help immediately when it does happen.
And after hearing Tara's story, a city spokeswoman tells me that city crews did come out to this playground to look for these poisonous caterpillars. They said they did not find any, but they will be back out tomorrow to give it a second look. They say they do check daily at all city parks for any potential hazards.
All right, that was Megan McRoberts reporting. Just when you think there weren't enough things to worry about here in Florida.
When was the last time you even saw a caterpillar?
I honestly don't remember.
My childhood.
Next thing, the geckos are going to attack.
Oh, God.
It's like a new sci-fi movie.
Not.
Attack of the
They're
Geckos.
Everywhere. All right, fast food chain Jack in the Box has a new advertising campaign causing controversy.
While other burger places serve the same old
The television spot features the chain's mascot promoting the restaurant's new teriyaki bowls. But they use a little play on words to make it sound like something more anatomical in nature. You want to help me with this at all?
Nope. All your story, Ray.
Thank you. Some say it's a bad timing to have innuendos. In the wake of the Me Too movement, the company said that's not their intention, but rather to reflect the playful sense of humor that has long been a part of their brand. There, I'm done.
All righty. Well, finally, some much-needed changes coming to this year's Academy Awards show. The Academy announced yesterday that from now on, they will be sticking to a runtime of just 3 hours, they promise. They're also going to be giving out some awards during commercial breaks. I like that. And they've announced a new category, Achievement in a Popular Film. They're trying to bridge the number of Academy-nominated films that no one has ever seen. This year's Oscars are all set to air February the 24th.
Let's reduce it down to 15
whoa,
minutes.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'll
right.
take my 3 hours. Maybe 2 hours would be
Half
better.
hour.
No.
All right, 5:51. Let's get out of this one and go to the White House. There it is.
Ooh, all quiet there this morning.
Who left the front light on the front door?
Somebody's kids, probably.
All ready for trick-or-treaters to come by, it looks like. It's 75 degrees there right now in Washington. Should see a high of 88. We'll have more than that here in the Suncoast. Low 90s again. Chance of rain. What else is new for summertime? We'll update the day's top news headlines next on Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like. Then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Welcome back. It is 5:54, and here's some of the top stories that we're following for you this morning.
Red tide is suspected in the deaths of 6 dolphins the past 2 days between Venice and Casey Key. They're being taken to Moat Marine Lab for necropsies.
Plus, Visit Sarasota is now talking with local businesses to get a clearer picture of just how big a hit they're taking because of the red tide. So far, about 75% of the hotels and resorts in the area have seen cancellations.
And football is back. The Buccaneers kick off the preseason tonight in Miami against the Dolphins. Speaking of which, game time 7 p.m. The Bucs finished 4th last year in the NFC South.
Coming up in the next hour, our back-to-school coverage continues with what parents can do now to make sure that their kids score one of those Bright Future scholarships. Plus, also new this morning, Broward County has released hours of interrogation video showing confessed school shooter Nicholas Cruz.
One last peek at the forecast this hour now from Josh Stone.
All right, Ray and Stephanie, the radar is quiet, and that looks to be the case for most of the day, other than a few inland showers that develop later this afternoon. As far as our forecast today, mostly sunny, becoming partly sunny, and then we'll have another warm one with temperatures topping out in the low 90s, but there's those inland storms in the forecast. When I come back in the next hour, we'll talk more about the red tide and have the latest on the tropics and your 7-day outlook.
And when we come back, our back-to-school coverage continues. A lot of parents here in Florida know about the Bright Future Scholarship, but I did some homework to find out how you can start getting your kids on track to get one earlier to make sure that they have college covered later.
Very helpful. That's next hour on Good Morning Suncoast.